Stretch out the dreams from my mind. Granny's got the scoop, let's unwind. Birds are chirping, singing their tune. Mystery of the day coming soon. Cup of tea and a buttered scone. Start the day, we're never alone. Good morning, rise and shine. Granny's here with stories so fine. Good morning, off we go. To greet the world with a happy glow.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning. I've taken a couple of mornings off. I have. um, but today we are going to get into something that I find very, very interesting. So grab your coffee, your tea, your cappuccino, your espresso, your juice, whatever it is you drink in the morning. Let's get started. Today we are talking about the Lori Vallow trial that just happened, where she was on trial for conspiracy to red rum her husband at the time, Charles Vallow. She was found guilty of this crime by the jurors. And when the jurors walked out, when they were released, they were hounded. I mean, literally chased down by media. I get it, I guess, being part of media myself, but it's just really sad. But I want to listen to what at least one of the jurors had to say today. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to watch it. All right, make sure everybody can see everything okay. All right, here we go.
It was all about the evidence, really. I mean, that's what it always boils down to.
Yeah.
It's just the evidence, text messages and things like that.
That's what I was going to ask. Was there any specific evidence that you guys, the text messages, which one in particular, anything that stuck out to you guys?
I'm not sure I should say anything else because I risk a retrial if I say the wrong thing.
You have been released, but I'm not going to tell you what to say, of course. Walking out now, knowing, I think you're knowing how high profile this case was. What's going through your head?
Sadness. It's sad. Oops, I'm sorry. It's just sad that, this has happened to Charles and she's given up her life as well. It's sad.
What did you think of her defending herself? Anything that went through the jury's head with that?
Well, for me personally, I thought, what does she have to lose? Guilty or not guilty, what does she have to lose? So,
were any of you folks aware that this woman had already?
Okay. When I heard this statement, guys, it made me pause, right? The way I looked at it, what did she have to lose? What did he mean by that? If he didn't know that she was already serving 3 life terms, but, she was on trial for this red rum without any other past convictions. If he didn't know about those other convictions, well, wouldn't she have a lot to lose? So this was a real concern for me. I thought, why did you say that? Right? Let's continue.
I had never been heard. I had never heard of
homicides.
Yeah, no,
and
I've
the
never heard
jurors
of
did
her
not
before.
know that.
No, I did not.
And nobody brought it.
And ma'am, would you want to come in and talk too? Do you want to say anything?
There's a lot of backstory here, and this woman had already been convicted of 3 homicides, and they obviously didn't want you folks to know that. And nobody knew that during your deliberations.
No.
Is that correct?
No.
Correct.
Well,
What was this experience like for you? it was sad, as he said. For me, it was the text messages that did it as far as evidence. And I feel like we uncovered some lies. So
Knowing now that she was convicted of killing her 2 children in Idaho.
I haven't had a chance to Google everything. I'm sure as soon as we get on the shuttle. So might have more to say later.
Was that difficult going through this and not
Yes,
being able
it
to be
was.
disconnected?
Yeah.
What
It
do you
just felt
think
like there was a lot of information that didn't make sense and that was missing.
Do you think she did herself any favors by
No.
defending herself?
No,
You were not impressed with her
No.
lawyering skills?
no.
What do you
So, this woman sounds like she didn't really know anything. She's going to Google once she gets settled and, understandable, right? But she brought up a really good point. There were a lot of things that were brought up in the trial that answers weren't given for, right? There was a lot of, like she said, missing information, a lot of holes in the case that they never got answers for, guys. But they still came to the conclusion that Lori was guilty.
What do you think of her behavior during cross-examination, the way that at one moments she was argumentative with some of the witnesses?
Many days she just was like smiling and laughing and didn't seem to take anything very seriously.
How much of that did that play into a factor into the decision?
It did.
Were you hoping to hear her testify? Were you hoping
Yes,
to hear her
I
call
was.
witnesses?
I was.
And what about you?
I didn't understand why she didn't call any witnesses.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't
Yeah.
get
Or
that.
why she didn't have I know she made a statement about the only family that was interviewed was her estranged brother, and why wasn't her parents or her sister? But yet she didn't call them.
But
So-
in saying that, she is not obligated to prove her innocence. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
up to
And you gave her that benefit of the doubt. She recognized she didn't have to put on.
she knew.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely, she knew.
Was the fact that she didn't put up a defense or take the stand in her own defense part of your deliberation at all?
No.
No.
No, it was all evidence. It was all evidence that was produced
Yeah.
and presented to us.
Before it just was asked, what would you say the biggest piece of evidence for you guys as a jury was when you came to the decision?
Well, for me, like her, it was the text.
The text
were damning.
history.
What
Can you
specifically
tell
about
us
the
which one?
text?
I don't know.
Oh, there were so
I don't
many.
know if I can do that or not. Yeah, there was.
I
Well,
mean,
there
we
was
had
2 of them for me
pages.
that really stood out.
Can
Which
you tell
ones?
us which ones?
The Nephi.
Yeah, that was one of them. Soon you will be Nephi, and so will I. So that was one of them. But I don't know if I should say anything more than
We
that.
heard so much about dark spirits and religion and how this all plays into it. I mean, as a jury, what's going through your head when you start hearing that in court?
For me, that didn't really play a big role because you have to have evidence of conspiracy, and that is not evidence of conspiracy to me. To
Was
say
it-
somebody is
Was it
possessed.
unusual for you guys to? You're talking about her brother Alex, the guy who actually was the trigger man. So many players were referenced in this trial, and you never saw them. You never heard
Correct.
from them. It had to be confusing when
It
you
was
guys got
very
back in the
confusing.
jury room. Yeah.
Yeah. It was very confusing.
What did how
It
did-
just
what-
felt like there was so much of the story that was missing.
Did she have any valid arguments, like anything that made you think maybe she's not guilty?
Do you want to answer? I can't think of any.
Honestly, up until yesterday, I would have said not guilty. But when the prosecutor, I don't know, what do they call that? When they say their
Closing
argument,
argument.
yes, the closing
Connected
argument.
the
That's
dots.
really there's a few things she said in there, and then when I looked them up today, I was like, oh yeah, that's bad.
And you were still on the fence yesterday.
I was yesterday.
Wow.
Give us a sense of what it was like to be in that jury room. Was there a point that someone was disagreeing, saying that maybe she is not guilty?
Yes.
Or were you guys
There's
all-
a couple.
There was
Okay. This guy also mentioned when he looked them up. Now, he just walked out of the courtroom. And they were following them So when did he have a chance to look them up? I just think something is very fishy here, guys.
What was that like? Walk us through that.
It's just a matter of, adults working things out and going through all the evidence and figuring out, what we thought, what we were going to come to an agreement with. So
To learn now that everyone that was in that house that day, minus Daybell, is all not with us anymore, is dead or has been killed. I mean, what is that like to hear as jurors walking out?
Sad.
it is.
Like I kept wanting to hear from Tylee.
I was going to ask, is anybody wondering why Tylee wasn't testifying?
Yes.
You were.
Did you ever ask the judge why aren't they here?
No. And the one witness that really got to me was hearing Kay. I was holding back my emotions.
Thank you guys
Can
so
y'all
much.
spell your names for us?
Yes.
My name's Carl, Karl.
And your last name, are you comfortable sharing
No.
that? No. Okay.
Victoria Lewis, Lewis.
Thank you guys.
Thank
We
you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
Thank you very
I know
much.
this is a lot, so thank you.
Thank you very much,
We
folks.
really appreciate it.
I
Thanks for
love your
time.
Fox News.
Oh, that's what
Oh, that's you. Okay, that's you.
I'm like, I need to.
Okay. So I just really, guys, have a question. There was another video that I saw. I think it was with Nate Eden of Idaho News, where he must have gotten more of what this guy had said, and he actually stated when he actually stated when he was driving home that he thought about the fact that all of them were gone or something to that effect. Don't quote me, but it was something like that. So how did he know that? When did he have time to look those things up, guys? Very scary. You know, I don't know how this would play out. It almost sounds to me as though he either knew beforehand or he looked something up, saw something he shouldn't have seen. I don't know. I mean, those kinds of things can happen. They're going home every night, guys. They can walk past a TV where another family member is watching something, or a computer screen where a family member is watching something. It doesn't matter. But it really sounds to me like this juror knew something, and I think that's going to be a big deal, guys. I really do. I think I don't know. I hope not. I really hope not. But tell me what you think. Do you wonder about him too? Or do you not think it's a big deal? I mean, did you question anything that he said? I'm curious. I want to know. Let me know. All I ask is share your thoughts, your opinions. You do not have to agree with me. I'm not looking for people who totally agree with me all the time, because dialogue is great, right? Just be kind. That's all I ask. Kind and respectful. Be kind and respectful. So I want to thank you all for being here with me this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Please, please help the channel and hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever a video or whenever we go live. We'd love to have you. We're building a great community here, free of drama, and we would love for you to be a part of that. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.